Happy 64 years of independence to the giants of Africa. Nigerians are known for their vibrant and friendly energy expressed through diverse creative expressions. Nigeria is the most populous black nation on earth. It is home to the third largest film industry on the third globe, whilst also being the fashion, technological, and creative hub in Africa. Explore the flavors of Nigeria from its rich heritage to spectacular nature, captivating destinations and a welcoming spirit. Experience the heartbeat of Africa and discover what makes the country so wonderful. It's the Independence Day today, 1st of October, and then it's 64 years to Nigerians. Thank you for having us always on the Midday Show live on Echo Television International. And today we'll be talking about Nigeria and a lot of things happening in Nigeria, and then I hope you're going to have fun with us. As usual, I have Tony in the studio with me. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Happy Independence Day.
Wishing you the same.
And Happy New Month.
Thank you. Are you happy?
Oh, I'm happy because it's a new month.
And you're happy?
And I'm happy.
And you're not happy because so that was the right word to use.
Okay, I can't say I'm not happy.
Okay.
Just that, today being Independence Day, of course we're happy that
talk for yourself, please.
Okay, fine. I am happy that it's a new month.
You've said that already.
And then I am alive.
2.
Hale and hearty.
3.
I am grateful to God because I'm actually seeing a lot of things coming my way, which is positive.
All of these things you just said, I'll result to 2.5. Can't amount to 3.
So what do you want me to say? I am happy to be a Nigerian.
Okay.
Because today the Daily Guide of Nigeria says ECWA says I am happy to be a Nigerian. Thank God for making me a Nigerian. And then when I was praying into my mind, I'm like, am I really happy? But then I am happy
you
because
have to be happy.
Yeah, of course, because this is where I am from. And then thinking about a lot of things going on in Nigeria today, thinking about how Nigerians are built. You know, like there's something that baffles me a lot about Nigerians, that when they have let's say if we're facing a serious issue, a serious challenge in the country, we have a way of do you understand? That's the word. Like the people with the cruise, like we don't always, even when it's going to hurt, like right now, in the next minutes or hours, like everybody has started taking it to be a joke and all of that.
We don't look like what we are passing through.
Oh my God.
That's just summary of
another
the
most people will say, thank God I don't look like what I'm going to. Thank God we don't look like our problems. But then the thing is, we are Nigerians, and then we're excited to be, because no matter the situation you find yourself, we always have a way around it.
True.
No matter the challenges you face, you always have a way to go about it, to always take yourself out of it. Even when you're going through a lot of challenges, maybe let's say there's no food, maybe let's say you don't have, maybe you're ill, you can't even afford medical bills and all of that. But then people still find a way around this. Like we are strong. We are built strongly. We are strong people. So then we don't really take the problems upon us and then let it weigh us down. Even when it comes, we always have a way to calm ourselves down and then just do what is going to make us grow tomorrow. We live for tomorrow. We don't just live for today. So no matter the situation, Nigerians always find a way to get out of the problem and all of that.
True. One thing that strikes me about being a Nigerian is the fact that we are strong-willed. And I think there was one time I was conversing with a Liberian girl, and she was telling me that one thing that she likes about Nigeria is because of Nigerians is because of the fact that they know how to hustle. Like they are not lazy.
Hustlers.
Like we don't lazy around. We are all about trying to make ends meet, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how challenges. No matter what the challenges that we are likely to face, probably in the verge of trying to find ends meet. We try as much as possible to strive through. And I think it's an happy thing, knowing the fact that we are not where we used to be. Like if we are to look at the infrastructures, the development and all of those things compared to, say, way back 2005 or thereabout, like you can attest to the fact that a lot of things have changed. Are you talking about roads? Are you talking about economy? I have to be sure. But then let's leave the economy aside. We'll talk about this some other time. Or talking about infrastructures, like you see how things are built, talking about digitalization, talking about technology and all of those things. Like we've improved in like in every
Everything
way.
like in
So I
love
think
and
it's one thing that all of these things are things that by the time we go back and think about them, like it's worth celebrating and knowing the fact that we are actually not really moving forward. No, we are moving forward, but then it's not really at a very speedy rate rather. So I think it's something that is worth the celebration. And I think one of the things that usually makes an Independence Day like to be celebrative is the fact that it's a day that, in as much as government usually declares
public
public
holiday
holiday, you see a lot of children
activities.
probably parading, probably at a museum. No, it's not a museum park. Like, what's it called? Uh,
Stadium.
Stadium, yeah, like a stadium, like an open place where everybody will come around or gather, we party, we
Jollificate.
jollificate, we jollificate, and we do a lot of things, cultural dance and all, in order to just celebrate the day. And I think it's something that I don't know for now, but then way back in secondary school, like it's a day that we actually look forward to, a day that we would want to go and see how different cultures either dance or the dramatizes. I mean, they dramatize how their cultures were being done in the past. Like I think it's a way of unifying too many diversity of cultures that we have in the country. So it's a day that we actually, as at that time, long for, so that we will be involved into the cultural activities, the parading, and not just judge the students. You see like some military personnel, like soldiers here, and then police, corps members too, like all of these people. All right, I mean, like having themselves assembled
In the
in the
stadium.
stadium, and then wanting to show one or two things in a way of trying to celebrate the day. So I think it's a date that is worth looking forward to.
While growing up, yeah, I think primary school, once let's say is around, let's say August, September, and then they start talking about first October. Like they just make sure they start, like there's a way me and my friends always look forward to that first October because we're going to go for marching. That's what they call it. And then when you find yourself that day, once you're being selected, you just know that you're going to be there, and then you're just excited because you're going to see yourself in television that year, that time. Like you're always excited.
And
Like once you go
NTA,
home,
NTA is always around to cover
PRTV,
you.
like you just want to go and tell everybody at home in your area that you're going for marching, first October and all of that. Like we're always excited because of that thing that comes with it. Like we as Nigerians, we always find a way to celebrate a lot of things. Like we celebrate a lot of holidays and all of that, but then first October is more like a peculiar one, more like a special one, because it's the day we actually got independence, and then we actually know what it means to be Nigerians. We actually know what it means to celebrate the country and all of that. And then you see, when you talk about flagging the flag, like when people try to put it everywhere, you see it green and white and all of that, the peace and all of that that comes with it. In as much as we have a lot of challenges, in as much as we have a lot of things going on with us in Nigeria, does not give us,
We still
does
find
not
time to
restrict us
celebrate.
from celebrating and from being happy. So then when we talk about first October, people will say, what is there to celebrate? But then there are a lot of things to celebrate. The fact that you're still alive, the fact that you still have something to eat, no matter how little it is. Well, as I said, like we always find a way to cruise around things. It doesn't mean that because you don't have money or you don't have food, you will not still be happy. We always find a way to do that. So then when you see the flag, once you see people parading everywhere with the flag and all of that, and then the parties and the shows, and because it's a public holiday, people want to just go out to celebrate, people want to
True.
just go out to hang out, people want to just go, like, okay, I think yesterday when we were coming back, we saw a lot of people trying to prepare places where they want to party today, and the things they want to eat, drink and all of that. Like they feel, okay, fine, this is first October, there's no work, and then so even if we are not happy, we are still happy people. Even if things are not working out for us, we are still going to celebrate. So then they don't just give up easily. We are strong people, and then we are welcoming people. When you talk about people with the smiles, like this is a country of over 200 million people, and then we always want to smile our way all through it. So then it's something for us to be excited about, something for us to actually talk about. When you talk about all the fireworks and then the knockouts and all of that. It's more like a Christmas celebration because of
True.
the activity that is being taking place and all of that. So then if we talk about celebrating Independence Day, in as much as I know that a lot of people want to say what is there to celebrate, but we still have a
A
lot of
lot of
things to
things, yeah,
celebrate.
true.
So then let's not just give up on our issues. Let's not just relent, but then let us just keep moving forward. Let's keep holding strong. Let's keep keeping strong and all of that, and then we'll still move to the next level because I trust that as Nigerians there are a lot of things to do that's going to
We are
bring peace
taking
for us.
baby
We are
steps. It's a baby steps thing.
actually.
So just all you need to do is just to endure, be patient. Me and the president of the country are taking the baby steps, and with time we will get
So you
there.
are still crawling.
We are crawling. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a gradual thing. You don't just expect the economy to just fly up just like that, or probably to decrease the inflation rate and all of that. It's a gradual process. And then one of the activities that is being done on the Independence Day, if you tend to not to be someone that really like partying, or maybe someone that would want to be seen in parade grounds and stuff, like you could just go to a cinema ground, then watch whatever latest film that is out. It could be
Maybe historical films
like it could
like
be an historical movie. Like
yeah.
I remember one time that this film was published, 1st October. That's that of this
First
the
October.
movie.
Is it
I don't know if
October first?
is that 1st October or October 1st. But have you seen the movie?
No.
Hi, it's a movie that you should watch. Like it's a
Okay.
movie that actually talks about, or yeah, depicts how Nigerians
Nigeria
were
got
before
independence.
they got independence. So those are kind of historical movies that you are likely to watch, and there are lots more of movies that you can watch in cinema and all of those things. And if you are not the type that would want to probably go out to a cinema ground, you could as well just be on your room, or maybe be in your room rather. So long you have data, believe me, you will have the best of day.
Honestly.
It's like just surfing around, surfing into the internet and doing whatever thing you want to do. Like I think it's just one of the things that you do in order for you to celebrate. You must not really go out, but then you can, if you are a type that like writing, you could write a piece of thing, an epistle or something about the country, the struggles, the happy days, the sad days, the challenges, and all of these things are things that you can enlighten people to know about, and then come to appreciate the fact that we are actually growing, in as much as the growth is not really being seen.
All
The
rapid.
fact that we are actually growing, I think it should be in the picture of whatever thing you want to exhibit out there for people to see.
When you talk about the Nigerian culture, we have a lot of things to actually say, like the different languages. I think the country has about 527 languages. Like I really
I'm
like
proud
I
of my
think
country. Believe me, 500
uh,
languages.
of course like 527. Like this is actually a country that people talk about a lot. When you talk about the happenings in Nigeria, when you tell someone I'm coming to Nigeria, a lot of people are excited to come to Nigeria because of one thing or the other. When you talk about tourism, like let's say on the plateau and all of that, when you talk about going hiking, when you talk about activities to be done, you still have a lot of things to do.
Meanwhile,
Like
we'll have an
when
hiking to go.
I know you were going to say that. Of course, like I'm just proud to be a Nigerian because I know there are a lot of things I know I can do as a Nigerian. Because when you talk about hustling, when you talk about these different languages in Nigeria, a lot of people want to go out to hustle. Even those that did not even go to school want to make sure they make ends meet. They want to make sure there's something to put on their table. They want to make sure that there's one thing or the other to do. Like there are other ethnic groups in Nigeria in which people always talk about and all of that. Like other parts of in other parts of the country, and then the Kanuri people located in the northwest part of Nigeria, and then the Tiv people on the central, the Afik Ibibio are in the south, and then the rest of them, like we have the Igbo, the Yoruba, the Hausas, and all of that. Like we all come together to celebrate independence, celebrate New Year, celebrate other
Festival or ceremonies.
festive ceremonies and all of that. But then it's just interesting to know that on Independence Day, like we don't know who is this, who is that. Like we all come together to celebrate, which is something that is interesting to know because you don't get to know this is this person's religion or this like them apart from religion and all of that. We come together as one and then to celebrate this special day and to actually pour out our maybe let's say to talk about our issues, to talk about our challenges,
The
talk
way
about
forward.
the way forward and all of that. The president tends to give a speech that people want to hear what he has said or what he's saying and all of that. People want to criticize, people want to say Why will he say this? Why will he not do this? Why will he not just do this? Like, it's easier said than done.
True.
Like, there's something I always say, like, if you want something to be done, if you want a change, why not be the change yourself?
True.
If you want something to happen, start with yourself. So then we don't just look at the president. He has a lot of things to do. I'm not saying he shouldn't do the ones that we want, but then he has to think what is good for us. If we talk about a lot of things about Nigeria, we know that the president is doing a lot of things to help us today, and then we're thinking, no, he should do it like this, no, he should do it like this. Advise us. So why won't we just go ahead and go and meet him where he's and just tell everybody with his own perspective, everybody with what he wants to do, everybody what he thinks. But then the thing is, we can't just wake up and say this is what we want president to do and then he'll just go ahead and do it like that. He has to think of the way forward and what is going to happen maybe in the next 20, 40 years to come. It is something that has been happening right from the beginning. We know that a lot of things has changed about Nigeria, but then it's not actually something that cannot be done. That there's going to be a change, of course, but then it's a gradual process. So then let's not just put it upon ourselves and be like, let's not kill ourselves for the things happening in Nigeria today. But then, since we have independence, we're celebrating it together, all of us as well. Let's just be happy and move forward.
The change you mentioned could be of bad, could be of good. Whichever way it's best defined,
Defines change.
It's best known to you. But as far as I'm concerned, all I know is that change to some extent could be bad, just like I said. But then it boils down to the fact that you don't just expect something to be stagnant. Of course, there will be influences of either the bad or the good. So when it comes, all you need to do as humans is just to find a way of navigating through the struggles and trying to overcome whatever challenges that you are being faced, either as a nation or as a state or whatsoever. So I think one of the things that we should as well put in our minds as regards the country is the fact that the country is actually is a very big nation, and you don't just expect a nation that is as big as this country to be single-handedly be controlled easily by just one person. Like, there are a lot of channels, a lot of things, there are a lot of processes that one would have to go through in order to just make the change. So the change is not just something that you will just clamor for today and then you start the effects tomorrow. Yeah. So it's a huge thing. So all our advice, Nigerians, is that we should be patient. We should try as much as possible to endure things for the time being. And then if we see the government or the current government is not really helping, probably in the next election we'll make the change ourselves. That's why we are the citizens, and then we'll try to make the decision for ourselves, for the betterment of our own selves. So I think democracy, so what is it called? The independence is just a way of trying to unify the fact that we were given this independence in a way to be seen as one, but not to be seen as different religions, different cultures, and different languages and all. But then the fact that we are being united as one is the reason why we are being given independence. So that sole aim should be our driving goal to achieving a betterment in our country. And if we are not unified in terms of agreement, in terms of choice, in terms of a lot of things that would give a positive change to the country, you should know that a lot of things will go astray, a lot of things will not work out. So as a fellow Nigerians, I would as well put out this advice to my fellow Nigerians that we should try as possible to be unified in our decision makings, in our challenges. Like, I know, of course, we will undergo some challenges, but even if it should come, we should as well be unified in the condition or probably in the situation, so that by the time that victory come at long last, every one of us would be happy, and then we'll know that, okay, our cause was not.
Of course, we'll be able to say we fought and then we
conquered.
Yes, we conquered. It's more like saying I came, I saw, and conquered. Yeah, so then, of course, we'll have something to say at the end of it. Also, we can't give up. And
I just noticed I became a motivational speaker some minutes ago.
I was going to say, why is so trying to encourage people like, what's happening?
We need to encourage ourselves in this state.
As Nigerians, now so we did. Let's cruise it out. Let's cruise it. Actually,
this current state of situation, we just have to encourage ourselves. That's what is best for everyone.
There's always something to celebrate.
There's
always something to celebrate. The cultures of Nigeria, I think we have the ones we want to talk about: the Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, and then the Hausa culture, the Hausa and Fulani ethnic groups are said to be one of the largest ethnic groupings. Wow, really?
You don't know? Hausas are much.
And then I think there are just 20 million
They are not
people.
just that's the population of a whole country in Africa. You are just using just
Yeah,
for
actually, the Hausas are actually and Fulani live in the northern part of Nigeria, while both are in fact different tribes, but are often counted as one due to cultural
true.
similarity. Then the bulk of Hausa Fulani population is mainly centered in and around the centers of Sokoto, Kano, Katsina, which are said to be important market centers on the southern area of the Trans-Sahara. And that's true when you talk about being one of the important market centers. That's very true because when you talk about buying a lot of things from this northern parts, like you tend to get them at a cheaper
That
rate.
rate's true.
And then growing of all these things like happens mostly in the north,
Agriculture.
and all of that. So then when you talk about transportation and all of that, a lot of people want to come down to the north to get all these things and then transport it to different places and then even send it outside the country. So
You know,
we
North is one of.
actually
Well, I'm not saying this because I'm from the North, but I'm saying this because of the fact that it is true. Like
that
North is actually one of the regions where you can get a lot of things at a very
at a
cheap
very cheap
rate.
rate. True.
Because I remember one time when I went to serve at Gusau, then that was like 3 years ago.
Only
Sorry, 4 years ago. Four
only
years. Let it be. That's 2020. 4 years ago.
okay.
Like from Mina, that's Niger State, to Gusau is like 9 hours. Do you know how much I spent as TP? 2.5.
Only
Believe you me.
wow.
Like 2.5, 9 hours journey, 2.5
9 hours,
as
two
at
five.
then. So I was just wondering, like, if it has to be maybe some other region in the country,
Yeah,
like
it's
probably
going
the
to be
money I would be
very.
spending would be say maybe more than say
That
8K
is
or
like something
something.
that you pay for just how many kilometers from just one place to the other
Like
in
as
a
at
different
then,
state and
nine
all of
hours
that.
journey, it was
Yeah.
that cheap. So like honestly speaking, North is actually one of the best place to stay because of how cheap things are. If you want to talk about food, talk about even clothing items or
Everything
materials and
is
stuff,
actually
like
different in
it's
the
to some
north.
extent they are very cheap compared to other regions. Then we have the Igbo culture. But Igbo culture is commonly and then often referred to as Igbo people. And then they are one of the largest ethnic groups to ever exist in Africa. And then they have a total population of about 20 million
As
people.
well.
The most people who are part of these ethnic groups are based in the southern east, the southern part of the country, southern east part of the country, and then they contribute to about 70% of the country's population. And it is believed that the Igbo people originated in the area that is about 100 miles north of their current location to the confluence of the Niger and Benue River. The Igbo people are linguistic ties with their neighbors in the Benin, Igala, Yoruba, and Idoma, with whom it is believed they were closely related until 5 to 6 thousand years ago. The first Igbo in the region may have moved onto the Akwa Olu Plateau between 4 and 5 thousand years ago, and then that the eastern part of the country of Nigeria is home to the Igbos, and they are mostly Christians. Their traditional religion is known as the Omenela, something like that. Both concepts, each an aspect of single whole, aspire to protect and preserve the purity, sanctity, and then the sacredness of the land and the people therein. That is to say that the origination of these people or this particular set of the people have been into existence for about thousands of years. That is, we share a lot of things together in terms of language, and that's why if you hear a lot of languages spoken in Nigeria, there will be some one or two things that you can easily, familiarize with either your own or a language that you know of. So that is to say that we are linguistically tied in terms of language use and stuff.
We still have a connection
Yeah,
no
we are
matter what.
connected.
And then
That's to me we are united
of
regardless.
course, and then talking about all these traditions and cultures, like when you check, they're almost similar.
Yeah,
When you
true.
talk about the
Even
Hausa,
the
the
attires
Igbo,
and stuff.
yes, and all of that, they still
Even
have
foods
something in
too.
common. Yes, and even food as well, they still have something in common. We're actually proud to be Nigerians. We have the Yoruba culture, which is the Yoruba people are said to be one of the three largest ethnic groups in Nigeria, alongside the Igbo and the Hausa Fulani people. And then they are concentrated in the southwestern section of Nigeria. Much smaller and scattered groups of Yoruba people live in Benin and northern Togo, and they are numbered to be more than 20 million at the turn of the 21st century. So the Yoruba people have always shared a common language called the Yoruba language and have had the same culture for hundreds of years now. But historically, they were less likely to be a single political unit prior to the colonial period. So the Yoruba people believed to have migrated from the east to their present lands, where west of the lower Niger River more than a millennium ago. They eventually became the most urbanized Africans of pre-colonial times. The Yoruba people eventually formed many kingdoms of various different sizes, each of which was centered on a capital city or town and was ruled by a hereditary king known as an Oba. Most of the time you say, I want to go and see the Oba, like people always feel so excited, like they want to go and see the king and all of that. Why are you smiling?
Well, am I supposed to be crying?
I'm sorry, I know you're a Yoruba man. I'm very
I'm not a
sorry.
Yoruba man, oh, please don't get me wrong. I'm a Nupe man
Okay,
from
sorry.
Niger
Yeah,
State.
okay, no vex.
Can't
I
be
did
from
not know.
Yoruba,
But
can't
why
be-
you now denying Yoruba people?
I'm not denying them.
So why
That-
not
it is
making
what-
you look like
I
they're
should tell you
bad
my
people?
tribal
They are
name.
not. Yoruba people actually, let me tell you, like they are more
Tell me.
educated.
Tell me.
Like
Tell me what
they
I don't know
always...
already.
So why are you denying them?
I'm not denying them.
People
I'm
want
only
to
telling you. You know, you're trying to mistake me to be a Yoruba. I don't know, maybe it's
Okay.
because of the way I'm dressed.
Forgive me, but you look like them.
Yeah, it's an
And there was
African way
something
of-
we told you
I'm a
earlier in the
Nigerian.
morning
Yeah.
that you're actually looking
Kowepe.
like. Anyways, we've said a lot of things about Nigeria right now. Like we've said the culture that we have, and then we've said a lot of things to be done, how we got independence and all of that. I think we've said quite enough for now. So I think we should just take a break, and then when we come back, we'll talk
things
about
like
food. Of course, because Nigerians, we have sweet
We
food,
like
we have
eating
different.
food, oh. We have
Of course.
so many delicious foods.
We'll take a break right now, and when we come back, we'll continue telling you more about Nigeria and things to do in Nigeria and places to visit. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Midday Show live on Echo Television International. If you're just joining us, please just sit back and relax. We're still talking about Nigeria and Independence Day today in Nigeria. So please don't touch that dial. I still have Tony in the studio.
Most
Welcome back.
definitely. You have to have me in the studio.
Sometimes I always have headache welcoming
You called
on
me a
the
Yoruba
show.
man. Yoruba people have pride though. So
So
I'm just
now
trying
you
to
have pride.
exhibit
I
that
don't
character right
understand.
now.
But you say you're not Yoruba, so what
I'm
happened?
exhibiting. It's not like that's what I am. But
So
I'm
I
just
don't
trying
understand.
to
So
put
don't be
myself
what you're
in the
not,
shoes.
please. Just leave Yoruba people and don't be them.
Kowepe.
Anyways, we're going to talk about food in Nigeria. We have different cultures with the way they make the maybe
Your own local
swallow
delicacy
their
of
soup
food.
and all of that. So the Nigerian food offers a rich blend of traditionally African carbohydrates such as yam and cassava, as well as the vegetable soups with which they are often served. And then maize is another crop that is commonly grown in Nigeria, praised by Nigerians for the strength it gives. Gari, the number one stable carbohydrate food item in Nigeria.
Gary has saved a lot of
Gary has
people.
always saved a lot. You say
Yes,
Gary
yes.
saving lives since 19 whatever.
1900.
Yes, Gary has been saving lives. And then the thing is, Gary is actually... Do you know before I used to feel someone when I'm going to drink Gary? But right now, like I'm excited to drink Gary. Like
You know how much
I don't...
how much a mudu of Gary costs now?
Anyways.
Gary now is not a thing of shame. Oh.
Why will you shame on something I'm going to eat? Like the way you see how we prepare different meals, and then he said it's the number one stable carbohydrate food item in Nigeria, a powdered cassava grain that can be readily eaten as a meal and is quite inexpensive.
True.
Yams are frequently eaten either fried in oil or pounded to make a mashed potato like yam pottage. And then Nigerian beans, quite different from green peas, are widely popular. And then meat also popular, and Nigerian suya. Oh, the barbecue, like roasted meat, is well known delicacy. It's a well-known delicacy. Bush meat from wild game like antelope and dukas. And then it's also popular. Fermented drinks products make a traditionally and actually fermented cassava. Nigerian foods are spicy, mostly in the western and southern parts of the country, even more so than in Indian cuisine. Some more examples of our traditional dishes are eba, pounded yam, iyan, fufu, and soup
Inyo,
like
inyo, inyo, inyo. That's my
inyo,
name.
and then soup like okra, ogbono, egusi. Fufu is so emblematic of Nigeria that it figures in Chino
Actually,
Achebe's Things
first,
Fall
things
Apart.
fall apart.
And then Nigerian is known for its main traditional dishes. Each tribe has different dishes that are unique to their culture. Yoruba
True.
people have different dishes like amala, ogbono, moi moi, ofada, rice, and eforiro.
Hi, for real. Oh, it is sweet, my brother. Oh, sorry, you're my
Who
sister
is your
right now.
brother?
You're my sister. Like, oh my God, what's
Why are you
this?
so when it comes to food, like you're always
I
excited?
have to. They vex for food.
Who said abeg I know the vex for food? So anything where you
I feel
want
vex
do
for
no
any other thing,
involve
but the
food.
moment that
But
food is on my front like this,
this
eh,
is
and
this
they
is this
go
is actually tuwo
sharp, sharp.
masara and okra soup, and then the beef to come with it. Like when you're eating this bar, like I'm proud to be a Nigerian. Do you know what it means? Like when you want it, you just wash your hand and then use your hand to like
This, if I have this kind of food, you know what I would do?
what?
I'll first go and bath. After bathing,
Clean up.
I'll bath. After bathing, I'll put on something free. Then I'll go and close the door.
So that nobody
Nobody will
will come
disturb.
to,
Nobody will disturb me.
like so
No,
that
I'll
you
put.
just be
No, I'll
passing
put
and
a
be going.
loud music, so that even the sound of the food
Don't
I'm
you-
eating, nobody will hear of it. As
like
in, you
anyways,
won't
I'm proud to be
understand.
a Nigerian because when you talk about food, everyone has his own way of preparing his own local
Most
delicacy and all of
definitely
that. So
true.
then it's just something interesting to know that we all have one thing or the other in common as Nigerians and all of that. So then we're still proud and excited to be Nigerians no matter what the situation. We're still happy to eat, to drink, and to jollificate with one another. So we
True.
have some things people need to know about
About our
Nigeria.
country, which is the fact that yes, looks like I've said earlier, we are over 200 million people, and then we tend to be referred to as happy people too. We tend, like we talk about so many countries that we say, okay, they're happy too, but we are more happier
We're,
than them.
we are happier than they are.
We are more happier than they are. So it's actually home to 200 inhabitants, and then Nigeria has one of the largest population of youth, and then it's the sixth most populous country in the world. Ooh, wow.
When you talk about Nigeria. Anyways,
No,
I'm still
a
proud
country
to
you
be
just look
Nigerian.
at and say is a country that is of no significance. So, like we are known everywhere. We are virtually everywhere in the world. Like
Actually,
you go to some countries and you'll be willing, so you'll be thinking maybe some Nigerians don't exist here, but then by the time you go deep and then you search or something, you will definitely see a Nigerian there. We are everywhere. You can't do without Nigerians. We are just there for you to see.
we have Nigeria as a multinational state, as it is inhabited by over 250 ethnic groupings, of which the three largest are the Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. And then these ethnic groups speak over 500 different languages, have diverse cultures, and exhibit unique arts, and then a rich array of cuisines, fashion styles, and festivals exists across the different tribes. When you talk about fashion, like Nigerians, we always have a way to bring out the fashion in us, like to show what we can do, what we can wear. We are so creative
We
when
are
you talk about arts.
fashionistas.
Okay, we are fashionistas, yes, sir. So then, when you talk about outfits, when you talk about mixing colors, when you talk about a lot of things, like we tend to create something out of nothing.
Mostly.
Like, and then you just realize. I think someone was talking about art yesterday, and then he was like, when you have something, even if it's a blank paper, you can create something on it beautiful. And then art gives you a lot of
It gives
things.
beauty to
It
a lot
gives,
of things.
and then it makes you to think. It can make you sad, it can make you happy, it can make you reminisce, it can make you to actually do a lot of things. So then we actually put in our best to get something out of nothing. When you talk about doing business, when you talk about creativity, like we are just
We are
we
just
are
there. We are at
just
the forefront.
like we're just good to go. Like we're
True.
just good to go. So then you cannot just find a Nigerian darling for no reason. That's not true. In fact, it's very difficult to find Nigerian darling because we're hardworking people. So you always want
Unless
to
that
make
Nigeria
ends
is
meet.
going through some certain things at the
Even if you're
moment.
going through something, you still want to do something to take you out of
That
that thing.
mood,
So
true.
then you don't just sit down and relax and say, okay, because I'm going through a lot, I cannot do something. No, we always have something to do. So then we always create something to take us out of poverty. Like
True.
when you realize you don't have something, you cannot afford something, you just have to work.
Mm.
Like the menial jobs we do and all of that. When you're going out in the morning, you see a lot of people standing by the roadside, like looking for all these people that want to come and pack people to go and work maybe at a site or maybe somewhere and all of that, just to get paid daily.
True.
People just go out to hustle. People don't just wake up and stay in the house from morning till night without anything to eat and all of that. So then, as Nigerians, I'm still proud to say I am a Nigerian because we always go out to hustle and make ends meet.
True. Then one thing that one should know about the country is that Nigeria actually homes one of the oldest dye pits in Africa, and then this dye pit is actually called the Kofa Mata dye in Kano. And then it was established in the year 1948.
14,
Sorry, 1498. Oh my God.
14, oh,
Not
14.
19, oh,
That's why it's the oldest,
1498.
1498.
And then it's actually the Africa oldest. It continues to preserve the traditional dye and then dye production process used in northern Nigeria. Methods and skills used are ancient and then handed down from generation to generation. Like this is actually a place to go and see. It's not just for the sake that it's just the normal dye, but for the fact that it has been done anciently, and then the process has been preserved. The ancient way of dyeing, I think, is something that is worth seeing and experiencing.
And then in 1986, Wole Soyinka was the first black African playwright to be awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. We still have something
after
to talk about Nigeria.
Then we have one of the world's largest diversity of butterflies. Nigeria is famous for its beautiful and diverse butterflies, and Nigeria has an exceptional diversity and then boasts an abundance of fauna and flora. Presently, there are about 1,000 documented species of butterflies, and then new species are still being discovered. So we have a lot of butterflies everywhere. Like I don't know how to even qualify my state right now because butterflies are actually something that beautify place, like or a place rather. Like it gives beauty and it gives like peace to a particular environment. So I think it's something that is worth having and worth having around. And if there is a way you can as well preserve the production of it, I think you should because it's something that gives peace and tranquility to an environment.
True. And then we have two spectacular UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Nigeria has two outstanding UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the Soko Cultural Landscape in Adamawa and Osun Osogbo Sacred Grove in Osun.
Then fueling artistic expression throughout. Then from the Benin Kingdom to contemporary art, Nigerian artists and artisans are unraveled. Some known artists who has pioneered Nigerian modern art are like Nike Davis, Okundaye, and then Ben Owonwo, and then Bruce, and then we have some other people like Omo Bay. Like there are a lot of people that are into this artist, this art thing that depict a lot of beauty and then tell a story of how we used to be like. Then it's not just about the story or historical backgrounds of things, but then for the fact that it gives expression of even more than the mood, either being happy or sad. Like there are a lot of things like art actually portrays. So I think it's one thing that is worth having an experience of.
As I said Nigerians, we have a unique way of celebrating a lot of things. So then a unique Nigerian spirit. Nigerians are known to be intelligent, hardworking people, and for they can do and then never say never attitude, which is complemented with a friendly and accommodating spirit. Of course, we always say, well, you can't just say I can't do this. You always want to try. True. So then when I always say you have the spirit of positivity, of being optimistic about a lot of things, if you're actually telling yourself I can do this, then you definitely do it and all of that. There are a lot of things to talk about, independence in Nigeria and all of that, but then I think time is actually it's not against us, but then it's fast spent actually and then it's fast spent actually, but then it was actually interesting to talk about Nigeria and then the independence and all of that. Thank you for doing this with me, Tony.
As usual.
Thank you, viewers, for watching today's episode of the Midday Show live on Nelco Television International. We definitely talked about Nigeria and Independence Day. I hope you're celebrating it well. I hope you're going to one place or the other to go and eat your local food and enjoy and have fun. Please stay blessed out there and be safe. Happy Independence Day once more to Nigerians. Bye for now.